The software development world is constantly expanding, and with it the resources of online code repositories, legacy code, and coding tutorials. As a software developer, it is common to be in a situation where you have to decipher or parse through code you don't really understand. Perhaps the code is in a language you're less than familiar with, or perhaps the code structure is unusual or just too complex. The Code Summary product makes parsing unfamiliar code a simple, visual, and step-by-step process. Users can input code snippets, and the interface will translate the code by providing notes on what each part of the code does, with visual mapping of translation to the actual code snippet. Based on code translation, the user can also view simple, validated code that achieves a similar purpose. In the current market, there is one other existing code interpretation tool at codefect.org. This product can only provide a limited view or a limited idea of what a code snippet means in an AST. Our product will provide a comprehensive interpretation of the code and bridge the gap between code and human language. Our target user is a novice to proficient level programmer who needs to understand legacy code or online code. The market size for this product is large. Worldwide, there are almost 500,000 computer science graduates each year, which equates to an almost constant pool of nearly 2 million students learning to code. This number does not even take into account industry professionals using this tool or the thousands of people who learn to code on their own. The U.S. Labor Bureau projects a job growth of 28% for computer science, so our market will only continue to grow.
At this point, I am going to explain how we used our agile techniques and software engineering techniques that we learned in this course. Our group consists of 3 members. To mimic the agile techniques, for every feature, one of our member works as the customer liaison, one works as the main developer, and one works as the code reviewer. For example, in this case, for this feature, I was the customer liaison and I created this feature request issue and assigned a developer to develop it. As the customer liaison, it was my responsibility to create the feature file that the developer is going to use. These are the high-level features that I as a customer wanted. And the developer, based on those features, will code and do the unit testing. After they are done with the coding, they will submit a pull request. Once they submit the pull request, the code reviewer will review the code and run the system and integration test and then merge it to the development branch. And for different features, we rotate our roles as customer liaison, developer, and code reviewer. Following this developer workflow, we practice the agile techniques that we learned in the class.